Hi everybody. I said yesterday on Facebook that because obviously we're all getting prepared for this mass close down and stuff like that, that I'd start putting some tutorials together for you that you could just tap into whenever you had some spare time and brush yourself up on some of those skills that you may be lacking or need refreshing on. I was asked, could I do a video of putting a zip in? You asked for a zip and you asked for an invisible zip. So today I'm going to take on the regular zip for you. Okay, so I'm working on my Ava skirt here, which is in a dogtooth fabric. And what I've done so far is I've just cut the two back pieces out and I've overlocked the two long edges. Okay, this fabric's going to be a nightmare for fraying, so I just wanted to get that done nice and early. I've also put in my two darts just here, so they're all done. So now what I'm going to do is right sides together, so nice side to nice side. Just going to pin straight down the side. Okay, so just stick a load of pins down. Make sure your top and bottom meet. On your pattern piece, you will have a marking, which is of a notch of where your zip wants to end, basically the bottom bit where the metal is. I haven't placed it on here because I'm not too well because I'm not sure what size zip I got. I just kind of got whatever was in the shop really and thought that will do me just fine. Just had a look at this dog tooth and it's not quite level as you sort of look across where my bottom will be. So I've just lined it up at the bottom, just ever such a little bit, and I've offset the bottom by 4mm. And I'm going to see if I can make it all match. If I can't match as I go up, I am going to make it match as it goes up. And I've actually just been able to ease it in just on that little bit so it fits beautifully. Okay. So that's all pinned in. Okay, I'm now going to get my zip here. I think that was an 8-inch that I bought. This is just my way. You're going to see so many different ways of doing this. Don't get too bogged down in it. This is just my way of doing things. Let me just move that. Okay. So the marking you would have had on your pattern piece would have said to put a notch in somewhere down here. For me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the pull on here runs just to the top of the fabric there. So it just hangs over slightly, just so I can keep the zip out of the way while I'm sewing. I'm going to take it all the way down to the bottom and I'm going to pop a pin in. I normally put it in the opposite direction so it's sort of telling me something, or use a different colour pin, whichever you prefer. And just pop a pin in. I'm going to put it just below where that metal stop is, just there. Okay. Now what you're going to do, and I do swear by this method, is I'm going to do a long stitch all the way down there, the longest my machine will go. When I get to my marking point, I'm going to shorten the stitch, I'm going to reverse just to secure it, and then on the shorter length, I'm going to continue down the length of my skirt. So we're using a 2.5cm seam allowance. I haven't actually got that foot on my machine right now. I've got it set up with the scant 1/4 inch because I do a lot of quilting on this machine, and quite frankly, I can't be bothered to swap things over, and I've got a good idea of where 1/4 inch is. If it went slightly off, nothing's going to happen. It's not going to be the end of the world. So there we go. So I've just got to my markings pin now. Okay, so I'm just going to put it onto the shorter stitch. I'm going to go back a couple, and then I'm going to go forward a couple onto the regular sort of 2.5 stitch length now, and continue down the way. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to my ironing board, and from the wrong side still, the side I'm working on now, I'm going to press the seams open. Get the iron on, get that ready. There we go, just a little reverse at the back there. Okay. So I've got my snips here. Give that little trim down. Get rid of your threads as you go. My major bugbear in life, people. Okay. Right, bear with while I just iron. Okay, so that's all been ironed, so it's nice and flat and open. Okay. Now, I'm working still from the wrong side, so we've got our open seam there. I'm going to take my zip, and I'm going to lay it face down. So the right side of the zip, the bit we're going to see, is going to lay straight down now. Oopsie, sorry about that. It's going to lay straight down on top of this seam that I've just sewn and ironed. I'm going to let my little top bit just hang over the top out of the way. Okay, pins. This time we're going to get our pins and we're going to sew them horizontally. Couldn't think then. Let's get your first one in. There we go. Now what you're going to do is take your time, lift up the zip, and you're looking for the teeth to run centrally down where you've just put your seam. Every 1.5 inches, 2 inches, just pop another pin in, working across and under. Continue that down. Oops, until you get to the bottom. Okay, so now all of the pins are in. So what you're going to do now is flip it over, and now you're looking at the top as you would look at it skirt. We're now going to transfer the pins from being on the wrong side to the right side, and the way we're going to do that, just grab another pin and just work on the right hand side of the zip. You can feel the teeth, you've got your hand underneath, and you're going to run them down. So I always keep the pin heads closest to me. Okay. As you get to the bottom, just rotate your fabric round. You can feel where that metal stopper is, but just take a peek if you need to and make sure you miss it, because we don't want our machine going through that. Pull your fabric around and now carry on back with the pin heads towards me. Okay, so effectively you're going down, across, up, one smooth move. So the pins are in the top now, they're all in. Hard to see them against this fabric, isn't it? But yep, they're all there. Flip it over, and now the ones that you put in that went across, just remove them. Because we're going to work from the top of the fabric now. Okay, so nothing to be worried about. We're going to take it to the machine, and following the direction of the pins, we're going to work all the way down, across and back up again. Feel free to swap over to your zip foot if you need to, so you can get closer to the zip. The thing I tend to think is take the pressure off yourself. It's only a zip. I choose brass because I like them showing anyway, and it helps things out a little bit. I have got my, like I said, my scant 1/4 inch foot on, which means that this bit just here is actually a little bit narrower than a regular foot anyway. So working on the right hand side of the zip, get the zip under, foot down, and I'm getting the side of my foot so it's going to run to the side of the metal zip. Okay, they are wider in the teeth anyway. I've got it on a longer zip length, but again anywhere between a 2.5, 2.6, 7, 8, it'd be absolutely fine. So just run it all the way down. If you hear a loud clank, that's because I've probably just hit some metal. But we have spent a good amount of time there getting the pins setting in exactly the right place. If you still struggle with this method, you can use zip tape, or you can use a zip glue, so you can glue it in first if you want to. Before I found this method, I always used to hand sew my zips in first. I don't anymore. This works perfectly fine. So needle down, rotate it around, and we're going straight across. I need 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the middle. So I'm going to go 4 this way now. 1, 2, 3, and I'll hand wind the 4th. That's why I know I'm right. There we go. Needle down, swivel my skirt around, and now I'm coming back. An equal distance from the zip. But like I say, a lot of this is about the feel. You can feel what's going on. But it's coming out lovely and neat, this. Very happy with it. All being well. It'll look nice. Else I might delete the video. And we are nearly at the end. Just reverse, just to secure it a little bit, and back off again. There we go. noticed I've got my snips here. So I'm just de-threading. Do love a good de-thread. Hate mess. Really, really can't stand it. Right, move that out of the way. So now we've got one zip in. There we go. That's what it's looking like at the minute. But we can't open the zip because we closed it shut. No panic. Trusty unpicker. Okay, here's my unpicker. Okay, so most of you know this, but I'm just going to go through it anyway. This ball is here for a reason, and it is to protect this little blade from cutting things it shouldn't cut. Okay. Go to the top of your fabric, unpick the first couple. Taking care. Do it that way all the way down if you so wish. If you want to, turn it face down so that the ball is now against your zip. And then you should be able to, I might not be able to on this fabric, of course, because it's so woolly. I don't want to cause any damage. But yeah, I mean, the other day I did, and you can just, there you go, whiz all the way down. Taking care when you get to the bottom. Just a few threads to get rid of. But there is my zip. Give it a little press and you're all done. Don't worry about this bit that's left over. That'll get sewn into my waistband anyway. So it'll all be nice and secure. That's how you sew in your zip. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks.